Hey everyone, welcome to That's Good Denver. I'm your host Chris Romeo, and today I'll be breaking down the last two Broncos games as the Broncos beat the Packers 19-17 in Week 8 and beat the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes 24-9 last game to turn our season and try to resuscitate the Broncos season and turn it around. As the Broncos, after both of those wins, are 3-5 right now, and I haven't been able to get game by game recaps of the Broncos and Nuggets and the Avalanche because I've been busy with school, and I'm trying to do all of that. And like I've said in the past, this YouTube channel is just for my hobbies. But quick breakdown is Broncos beat the Packers 19-17. Our offense kept driving the ball down the field, but ended up stalling. Only scored one touchdown, so Will Lutz had a big game, and we got an interception on Jordan Love at the end. Then against the Chiefs, our defense played very well, forced a lot of Mahomes turnovers and forced turnovers in general by the Broncos defense, and the Chiefs couldn't get a single touchdown. They kicked field goals all their scoring drives, as Russell Wilson had 3 touchdowns on the day. But the Broncos are 3-5 right now, and they play the Bills next Monday. So if we can win that game, we possibly could make a run at getting to the playoffs because our schedule eases up for a little bit. We have some easier games coming up after the Bills game. The Bills have been struggling a little bit this year. But anyway, so for the Packers and Broncos game, I can't remember everything because I didn't even watch much of the first half. But Broncos get the ball first. They start to drive it down the field. Russell Wilson finds Courtland Sutton and Jerry Jeudy down the field. And that drive stalls around the 20-yard line. Will Lutz comes in, gets a 30-yard field goal. Broncos go up 3-0 over the Packers. Packers get the ball. Start Jordan Love, and the Packers offense goes 3 and out. We get the ball back. Both teams traded 3 and outs and were punting the ball a lot in the first quarter, so the Broncos led at the end of 3-0. Then Broncos have the ball. They start to move it down the field. Janeel McLaughlin, who's having a great season, gets some carries finally and gets it down the field. That drive stalls again for the Broncos. Broncos kick a field goal, go up 6-0. Later in the quarter, Packers get the ball. They get started driving down the field. Jordan Love finds Christian Watson. They get it down to the Broncos' 15-yard line, but then Jordan Love gets sacked in the backfield. On third down, Packers kick a field goal. The field goal is no good by the Packers as it goes wide left. Packers still have 0 points on the board. And the Broncos get the ball back. They start to drive it down the field. Russell Wilson gets hot again. Starts to get some completions. That drive stalls towards the end of half. Broncos kick another field goal by Will Lutz. It's good. Broncos go up 9-0. Let's start the third quarter. Packers get the ball. Start the third quarter. They start to drive it down the field. Jordan Love gets hot. They're moving it with A.J. Dillon carry. Then Packers drive stalls again. Packers kick a field goal. This time their field goal is good. Broncos go up 9-3. On the very next drive, Russell Wilson finds some completions to Courtland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy. Then on third down, Russell Wilson from the 21-yard line of the Packers drops back to pass, throws a fade to Courtland Sutton in the back of the end zone. A fade to Courtland Sutton. He was wide open, Courtland Sutton was, for a 24-yard touchdown pass completion to Sutton. Broncos go up 16-3. I don't know why the Broncos, because they're up 15-3 after that touchdown. They should have went for 2. And if they didn't go for 2 and kick the extra point, which they did, that could have cost them the game because the Packers start to come back. Packers get the ball. They start to drive it down the field. Jordan Love finds some completions. And then A.J. Dillon gets a rushing touchdown to cut the Broncos' lead to 16-10. Broncos go 3 and out, and Packers get the ball back. They start to drive it down the field, get some third down conversions. Then on 4th and goal, at the 1-yard line, Broncos stuff the Packers run at the 1-yard line. Then On 4th and goal, the Packers, instead of kicking the field goal with 11 minutes left, Packers decide to go for it. Jordan Love drops back to pass. Ball's dropped by one of the receivers and gets caught by another receiver in the end zone for a Packers tying touchdown. That was the luckiest touchdown the Broncos have had scored on them in a very long time. And, that's Broncos football. We have some bad luck a lot. So Jordan Love gets the touchdown pass. Extra point is good. Packers lead at 17-16. Then Broncos get the ball back. Janiil McLaughlin gets some carries, and same with Javonte Williams. They started driving down the field. Russell Wilson finds Marvin Mims for a big completion. Downfield, Broncos drive stalls again. Will Lutz kicks a field goal. Broncos lead at 19-17 with 6 minutes left. Packers go 3 and out. The Broncos get the ball back. They go 3 and out. Packers have the ball. 2 minutes left. Time for the Broncos defense to step it up, who struggled a lot this year. Jordan Love on 3rd down and 10 drops back to pass. Throws a deep ball down the field, try to get in a field goal range. Gets intercepted by P.J. Locke. P.J. Locke is a great defender. Came up big in that situation, or he's a decent defender. Returns it. That's the end of the ball game. Broncos beat the Packers 19-17 in a ugly game, I would say. Nothing too exciting, but the Broncos beat the Packers, who are having a rough year, just like the Broncos. Then against the Chiefs, the very next week, it was at Denver again. Packers game was at Denver again. Chiefs get the ball first. They go 3 and out. Then the Broncos they started driving down the field. Russell Wilson gets some completions, and then Janiil McLaughlin gets some carries. Then on 3rd down and goal, Russell Wilson throws a dump-off pass to Javonte Williams. Javonte Williams breaks a tackle and finds the end zone for a 4-yard touchdown run. 4-yard touchdown reception. Broncos lead the Chiefs 7-0. Chiefs get the ball back. They started driving down the field. Mahomes gets hot. Their drive stalls in the red zone. Chiefs kick a field goal. Chiefs cut the Broncos lead to 7-3. Then the Broncos get the ball back. They go 3 and out. Both teams trade 3 and outs. Then the Chiefs get the ball. They started driving down the field, but Mahomes finds Sky Moore for a reception, but Sky Moore fumbles it. Broncos fall on the ball. They get the ball back. Then Russell Wilson starts to drive the ball down the field, gets some completions to Jerry Jeudy and Marvin Mims. Then Russell Wilson on 3rd down and goal drops back to pass, scrambles around, finds Jerry Jeudy in the back of the end zone on a perfect throw to Jerry Jeudy for a 7-yard touchdown pass. Broncos lead it 14-3 over the Chiefs. Looking pretty good at this point. Chiefs get the ball back. They start driving down the field until Mahomes throws an interception around midfield. I can't remember who got the interception for the Broncos, but Broncos get the ball back. They start to drive it down the field and get in a field goal range until Russell Wilson takes a sack. Broncos have to punt the ball back to the Chiefs. Chiefs drive it down the field. Mahomes finally is starting to get a little comfortable. Hits a deep pass to Travis Kelce downfield. That drive stalls though for the Chiefs. Chiefs kick another field goal to cut the Broncos lead to 14-6. Then Broncos go 3 and out. Chiefs get the ball back. They start to drive it down the field. Mahomes gets hot. Then on 3rd down, 3rd and 7 from about the 20-yard line with about 30 seconds left in the half, Mahomes drops back, gets sacked in the backfield. That drive stalls too. Chiefs kick another field goal, cut the Broncos lead to 14-9 going into halftime. Then Broncos get the ball. Start the 3rd quarter. They started driving down the field. They started to milk some clock, getting some good runs by Javonte Williams, Janiil McLaughlin. And on third down and 10, Chiefs had a little bit of momentum until Russell Wilson drops back, throws a fade to Courtland Sutton. What a catch by Courtland Sutton as he was getting held and just mosses the Chiefs defender on a great one. I think it was a one-handed catch, possibly. It was a great catch by Courtland Sutton, a top 10 highlight for SportsCenter right there. What a catch. Broncos keep the drive alive. They started driving it down the field more. Their drive stalls about 6 minutes left. Broncos have it. About an extra point field goal. Kick gets blocked. Chiefs get the ball back. Broncos scored 0 points after about a 9-minute drive of driving the ball down the field and milking some clock. That's Broncos football in a nutshell right there. So Chiefs get the ball back. They go 3-and-out. Broncos started driving down the field towards the end of the third quarter. Started the fourth quarter. Russell Wilson on 3rd down and 10. Drops back, takes a sack in the backfield. And that's the last thing you want to do when you're in field goal range in that situation. Unfortunately, Broncos have to punt. On the punt, the Chiefs defender muffs the punt. Broncos fall on it. Then Broncos get the ball, great field position, which makes up for the Russell Wilson sack. Inside the 10-yard line, on 3rd and goal, Russell Wilson scrambles through some defenders, rolls to his left and finds Cortland Sutton wide open in the back corner of the end zone for a 7-yard touchdown pass from Russell Wilson. Broncos up 21-9 now. Then Chiefs get the ball. They started driving down the field. They have to punt. Broncos go 3-and-out. About 4 minutes left. Chiefs get the ball. Can the Chiefs pull off a big comeback? They're very capable of doing it for how good they are. Mahomes gets sacked on 2nd and 10 to push it to a 3rd and 20. Then on 3rd and 20, Mahomes scrambles to his right with 2 minutes left, rolls to his right, throws a deep ball down the field, gets intercepted by Justin Simmons to seal the deal, basically. And the Avalanche just scored. But Patrick Mahomes gets intercepted by Justin Simmons, and Broncos get the ball back. 2 minutes left. They're time for the Broncos. 2 minutes away from the Broncos getting their first win against the Chiefs since 2015. That drive goes 3-and-out for the Broncos. Broncos kick a field goal by Will Lutz. Broncos up 24-9, and the clock ran out basically because Mahomes got a couple first downs but couldn't go anywhere further. And that's how the Broncos get their first win against the Kansas City Chiefs since 2015, baby. Let's go. The first time the Broncos have beaten the Chiefs at home since 2014. First time the Broncos have beaten the Chiefs, period, in 16 straight games. Since 2015, Mahomes have won 16 straight games until the Broncos beat the Chiefs 24-9 10 days ago to end their long losing streak to the division rival Kansas City Chiefs. And the Broncos are 3-5 on the year and start to turn the season around. Even if the Broncos lose the Bills next week, we still have a shot to go to the playoffs. If we can go 6-2, or if we can go 7-2 the rest of our games, the Broncos would go 10-7. If we go 6-3, the Broncos would go 9-8. Both of those records could potentially get the Broncos that last playoff spot for the 7th seed. I don't expect the Broncos to go to the playoffs this year for how bad they started at 1-5, some bad losses. But the Broncos after that win against the Chiefs, they're kind of hard for me to figure out right now, especially at home. They've lost to the Jets, who didn't have Aaron Rodgers. They lost to the Commanders at home, which was an awful loss. The Raiders at home. But then they beat the Chiefs at home. So this Broncos team has potential. With Russell Wilson, he has potential. Even though Russell Wilson seems washed at times, he's had a much better year this year. And yeah, we just got to see. Hopefully the Broncos can beat the Bills, start turning their season around. And hopefully I can get some more YouTube videos out on Broncos wins. And then, yeah, I'll have to break down. Once football settles down, I'll break down more basketball and hockey games for the Nuggets and the Avalanche, the reigning NBA champion Denver Nuggets. I know I mentioned it a lot, but the Nuggets are reigning NBA champions. I had my celebration party a couple weeks ago for the Nuggets ring night. The Broncos beat the Chiefs for the first time in 2015, and the Avalanche are playing well. So it's very good for the Mile High City for Denver sports. As you can see here, before the Broncos Super Bowl, right there, Avalanche Stanley Cup champions 2 years ago, and the Denver Nuggets reigning NBA champions. But yeah, the Avalanche are winning 2-1. Cale Makar just had a goal, and or no, it was either Cale Makar or Mikko Rantanen, but I'll have to see who go up 2-1. But yeah, glad the Broncos got the dub against the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's freaking go. Yes, so nice. for us to beat the Chiefs. But yeah, hopefully the Broncos can keep winning and make it to the playoffs, and hopefully the Nuggets can go back to back. Maybe they're looking really good at 7-1 right now, even though Jamal Murray's hurt. And hopefully the Avalanche can keep playing well and go back to the Stanley Cup maybe. But it's a good time for Denver sports. But that's it, everybody. Just be praying for me as I finish my first semester of my senior year at college. As I might not graduate on time necessarily just because of credits and some of my classes in my admin and PE or not my admin and PE. I can't get in my exercise phys and my kinesiology class without prereq, but I'll graduate eventually. I'm sure, knock on wood. But that's it, everybody. I'm Chris Romeo, and like, subscribe, comment. I'm Chris Romeo, and that's good Denver. Go Avs, go Nuggets, and go Broncos.